So here we are at Agenda. We got Neal Hendrix, ambassador of the vert street game, elephant skateboard rider, van skateboard rider, been in the game for years, multiple X Games medals. How do you feel about being at Agenda this year?
Agenda's cool. It's always good to see your friends and you're talking about skateboarding, so it's pretty cool. I think all of us would rather be out skateboarding, but for all of us to have jobs, you gotta like sell some stuff and do some business. So this is where all that goes down.
So you spent Thanksgiving overseas in Australia. Speak a little bit on the ramp that you guys used.
Yeah, we did. I spent like a lot of my formative years skating on the Vans Warped Tour. I think I did it for like 11 summers in the U.S. And they don't take a vert ramp on the Warped Tour in the U.S. anymore, but they decided to take it to Australia this year. So we kind of got the band back together. Me and Cab and Omar Hassan and some of the guys did a couple weeks in Australia this year, and it was super fun. It was good to be like back in the bus with those guys, and so hopefully that happens every year, man. We did 6 cities down in Australia, and it's easier for me to do 6 cities these days than 60 back when we did it in the 90s.
Besides getting the whole crew back together, all the old school heads, what did you like most about being in Australia, and what'll bring you back there in the future?
The thing I like most about Australia is when it's wintertime here, it's summer there. So it's always cool to go somewhere. We were there over Thanksgiving and it was 90 degrees in Sydney and Brisbane and on the Gold Coast and all those rad places. And Australia loves skateboarding. They got some really cool events there. Bolorama's coming up in a few weeks. And they love skateboarding and they love Cab, and Pedro Barros was there with us and he's won the big contest in Australia the last few years. So it was cool to be cruising around with those guys, and they created a lot of excitement.
So you got added to the Elephant team in 2012, right?
Yeah, it was, I believe like beginning of 2012, just a couple months after Mike started it.
So Mike Vallely mentioned when he got signed that basically that you're the ambassador and the guardian of the vert street game. What makes you the guardian of the vert game, and who you're guarding it from?
Yeah, it's cool that he thought of it like that. Mike and I go way back. We actually were teammates on New Deal, like in the early 90s, and then in the mid-90s we wrote for Black Label together. So Mike and I go way back, and I think there had always been a mutual respect among us, and we actually skated together right when he started Elephant at Woodward West. He came up for one of the camps that we were doing there. Him and I skated vert together, and he was kind of like, "Man, you're still like doing it, man. I want you to ride for me." And I was super psyched, because just having a creative outlet like that, I was still, skating every day, but just to have someone like that to, film some video parts and, do some ads. And Mike's got really rad guy, good artist and a good video guy. So it's a really fun crew that he's put together for Elephant.
Talk about the Woodward camp and basically your professor of shredding. How does it feel to be like teaching the new generation of skaters how to skate?
Woodward's amazing, and working for Woodward definitely keeps me young. We got 4 camps around the U.S. right now, getting ready to announce some new stuff in the near future, so that'll be exciting. Woodward's owned by Powder Corp now, which is in the ski resort business, so we're doing a lot more on the snow side, but just spending a lot of time at Woodward, skating with the kids definitely keeps you young.
You were working with fellow pro Mike Fraser.
Yeah.
You guys go back, way back. Explain your guys' your guys' connection together and how much you guys like being together working at Camp Woodward.
Well, Mike and I kind of came up through the vert ranks together. We skated AM contest together. I'm from North Carolina. He's from Florida. We kind of were we were like the up-and-coming East Coast guys in the late 80s, and we both turned pro around the same time in 1991. So we're kind of like the young pro vert skaters from the East Coast. So him and I for over 10 years, him and I, split a room at every contest. We both rode for Vans for a lot of years, so we traveled together around the world touring and everything. So we were like brothers on the road for so long. Spent summers at Woodward, spent summers going to contests in Europe. We went everywhere together. So I definitely spent more time, away from home with that guy than probably anyone else in skateboarding.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about, I know you're all vert, but talk a little bit about the Street League game and basically the commercialization of Street League. What do you think about it?
Well, yeah, Street League is definitely, kind of up the game for competitive street skating, and I think more than anything, it's amazing just to see the courses that those guys are competing on. I mean, think about 10 years ago, a pro street contest was, a bunch of wooden ramps with like metal plates at the bottom, and it wasn't really what the top street skaters were skating, and now you look at a Street League course and it's, stairs and rails and ledges, and that's what, P-Rod and Nigel and Chris Cole and those guys ride in the streets on a daily basis. So I think that's amazing that street skateboarding has got to that point. Obviously, Dyrdek has, commercial appeal just from his TV shows and everything, to where he's able to bring a lot of mainstream sponsors into it. And I mean, Chris Cole won the last Street League and won $200,000, so nothing the matter with that.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Do you think, maybe this is too far-fetched, but do you think that there could be like a vert equivalent to Street League? Like a vert league, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's almost kind of what, the Global X Games and stuff like that really was last year. I mean, there were 4 big X Games around the world, It wasn't called Vert League, but that's what it was. It was the same guys on a similar ramp at 4 locations around the world. The Global X Games isn't happening this year, so now it's going to be a few one-off contests in the vert world. It's hard to say. There could be something like that, but now in the vert world, it's not as, now there's some of the pool contests are pretty big. The Protect Pool Party at the Combi Pool at Vans is big, and Bolorama down in Australia, and there's some mega ramp events, that people are psyched on. So when it comes to like vert skating, it's not just half pipe skating, it's pools and mega ramp and all kinds of stuff. So who knows? I don't really see a vert league happening anytime soon, but we'll see.
Neal Hendrix, pro veteran, vert veteran, here at Agenda. Thank you very much, Neal. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.